Hey, welcome. We spend so much of our lives trying to control everything that happens to us, right? We're constantly managing outcomes, stressing about the future. But what if the real power is somewhere else entirely? In this explainer, we're diving into a really powerful teaching from Loon about transforming our relationship with the one thing we're with 24/7, our own mind. Okay, let's get into it. So let's just start with this question. Really think about it for a second. This is the heart of everything we're about to explore. It's suggesting that peace isn't about finally getting a perfect life, a life with no problems. It's about getting a completely different perspective on the life you already have, challenges and all. So, to get started, we've got to understand the mind we're actually working with. See, most of us are just running on this kind of, mental autopilot. It's a default setting we've inherited, something we picked up over the years without even realizing it. Now, let's be real with ourselves for a minute. Which of these sounds a little familiar? Do you recognize that mind that's always in a hurry, or the one that just can't sit still? What about the one that's always looking for the next best thing, something more? And look, this isn't about blaming yourself. These aren't personal failings. They are simply the untrained habits of the mind. And this, right here, is the crucial point. This default attitude is the lens, the filter through which we see absolutely everything. It's what makes the traffic jam a total nightmare for one person, and for another, just a simple pause in their day. This is the root of our struggle, our resistance, our clinging, and so much of our daily anxiety. But here's the good news, and it is really good news. While we can't control what thoughts or feelings are going to pop into our heads, and we certainly can't control the world around us, there is one thing that is always, always within our power to choose. Just one. In the middle of all the chaos, all the curveballs life throws at you, you have one single choice to make, moment after moment after moment. And that choice? It's your attitude. This is what the teaching calls right attitude. And it's a pretty radical shift in perspective. It's the decision to stop slapping labels on everything. Good, bad, I want this, I hate this. And instead, to just see experiences for what they are, simply natural events. This is how you stop feeding that cycle of stress. Every single moment becomes a chance to train your mind, not just another thing to react to. Okay, so how do we actually do this, right? How do we put this right attitude into practice when we're in the thick of our messy daily lives? Well, it all starts with a really simple but profound reframing. The core of this whole practice is right here, in this simple idea. An object here just means any experience, a thought, a feeling, a sound, a physical sensation. The teaching is to just strip away our judgments. That pain in your back? It isn't bad. That feeling of joy? It isn't good. They're just objects. They are just nature. So when a happy thought comes up, you don't have to desperately grab onto it, terrified it's going to disappear. You can just notice it. Happiness is here. This is just nature. And when that wave of sadness washes over you, you don't have to fight it or get lost in a story that just makes you feel worse. You can see it clearly. Sadness is here. This, too, is just nature. Even that restless, antsy feeling of boredom or impatience, it's not a problem you need to solve right away. It's not a sign that you're failing at something. It is simply the mind doing what it does. It's just nature. Okay, let's move on to a fantastic analogy that makes this whole concept incredibly clear and so much easier to remember. I want you to think of your life as a movie. So imagine you walk into a movie theater. That's your life. The movie starts, but here's the catch. You don't get to pick the genre. One minute it's a romance, the next it's a horror film, then a drama, then a comedy. All these scenes of joy, fear, anger, and love are just playing out on the screen of your mind, and your one and only job, it's not to run out of the theater, it's not to yell at the screen. It's simply to watch it all unfold with that right attitude, knowing it's all just part of the show. It's all just nature. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Because when you consistently apply this view, something that feels, kind of like a miracle starts to happen in your daily life. The miracle isn't that difficult things stop happening. Sorry, the horror movies are still going to play. The miracle is that your resistance to them dissolves. The struggle was never in the sadness or the anxiety itself. It was in your wrong attitude toward it. The exhaustion we all feel comes from the fight. When you finally see it correctly as just nature, the fight is over. This comparison just shows the transformation so perfectly. With the wrong attitude, life feels like a constant struggle. We're exhausted, anxious, and we get pushed around by every little thing. We're either resisting what we don't want or desperately clinging to what we do. But with the right attitude, we start to develop this genuine mental strength. We become, as the source says, unmoved like a rock, stable, aware, and no longer a victim of our own mental weather. So listen, this isn't some far-off, pie-in-the-sky goal. The training ground isn't some remote monastery or a fancy retreat. It's right here, right now, in this very moment. I just love this. It basically means you can't fail. Did you just get totally lost in an anxious thought? Did you just snap at someone with impatience? It doesn't matter. The next moment has already arrived, and it's offering you a brand new, clean slate to practice again. The opportunity is literally endless. And this really is the ultimate payoff. A meaningful life isn't about collecting only pleasant experiences. It's about bringing the right attitude to all of your experiences. The teaching suggests that even if you live for 100 years in confusion, just one single moment of seeing things correctly makes the entire journey worthwhile. So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this. In the next few seconds, a new thought or feeling is going to appear in your mind. You can't choose what it'll be, but you can choose how you meet it. Are you going to fight it, get all tangled up in it, and let it drain you? Or are you going to see it for what it is, just an object, just nature, and use it as your chance to practice? The choice is yours.